Taking life a little too seriously? Stay tuned. This is Damon Cart from NLP Gym. Comedy as a Metastate, Part 1. If you haven't already, please click subscribe to this YouTube channel so you can get these videos on a regular basis. If you watch my videos, you probably have noticed that I come off as a pretty serious guy. Even though I love comedy, I get that feedback a lot. People say, wow, you look really serious. And just recently, I met with a friend of mine, Logan Christopher, from Legendary Strength and Lost Empire Herbs. And we were talking, and I was saying how my life feels like I'm taking it a little too serious, and I'm taking myself a little too serious. Things that I normally do that I really enjoy, my life in general is a very wonderful life, and I do a lot of fun things, yet I just haven't been enjoying it as much. So he asked me, well, what do you want different? What do you think you need to add more of, or what kind of quality do you want to bring into your life? And I thought about it for a moment, and it was pretty clear. I want a little more fun, a little more comedy, a little more humor. I don't want to take myself so serious. By the end of our meeting, he proposed a few challenges for me, including this video and my blog. He challenged me to do a series on comedy and humor, bringing that into my life. So this is the first video of that. And after our meeting, I started thinking, well, really, what is comedy? And for me, it's whenever you don't take yourself so serious and you don't take life so serious and you take a step back and you're able to make an observation about yourself or a particular context, and you're able to frame it using humor. Why is it that life can sometimes seem like an endless sitcom, and other times it's not? It's just super serious, and it's not fun, and it's rather routine. What I've come to realize is that comedy is a tremendous resource. It's also a metastate. Ever notice when you're looking at life with a sense of humor, that there's a certain lightness that comes with that? And with that lightness, your problems don't seem so big anymore. They don't really affect the way that you feel as much. They're there and you don't want to ignore them, but they're not as big of a deal. And what I've noticed for myself, for sure, is I come to solutions much easier when I'm using a sense of playfulness and a sense of humor. Or if I'm looking at the situation and I'm framing it or reframing it and with humor and comedy. I solve problems so much faster when I bring humor to the situation, when I bring a sense of playfulness to it. A humorous perspective takes stepping back from the situation. It takes being able to look at yourself and observe the context. What that does is you're basically stepping into a metastate. It is the how you feel about the situation. So you're kind of like not in it, you're stepping back, you're seeing yourself, you're seeing the situation or the context, and you're reframing it with comedy. In order to do that, you have to step into a meta state. And stepping back and going into that meta state, comedy is sort of your statement about yourself and about the situation. There are two films that come to mind that make great statements about comedy. One of the movies is Dr. Strangelove, which was directed and co-written by Stanley Kubrick and deals with the Cold War and possible nuclear annihilation. When Stanley Kubrick sat down with two other screenwriters to work on the movie, to work on the screenwriting, the subject matter was so intense and so depressing and so serious that the only way that they could get through working on it was to make light of it and to crack jokes about it. And eventually what started out as a serious film turned into a comedy, and it's one of the great classic comedies of our time. Another movie is Crimes and Misdemeanors, written and directed by Woody Allen. In that movie, there's a character played by Alda, who's a movie producer, and he's kind of a know-it-all kind of guy. And he's telling people what a comedy is. And he says a comedy is basically tragedy plus time. And he makes actually a pretty good point that that's what comedy is. He basically says that You know, life has a lot of misery in it. Life has a lot of pain. Life has a lot of problems. And it's when we get some space and some distance from that pain and misery and problems that we're able to make light of it, that the funny sort of comes in when you get a little bit of distance from it. Of course, Woody Allen, being who he is, challenges that theory by saying, what about the Holocaust? There's nothing funny about that, and it happened a long time ago. And basically, Alda says, time. There hasn't been enough time. To be continued. Stay tuned. Check out my website, nlp-gym.com. Follow me on Facebook for real-time updates on upcoming workshops and free practice sessions that I hold right here in Santa Cruz, California. If you like this video, please click like right down here and leave me a comment or a question. I will get back to you. Stay tuned to the end of this video so you can see how you can get your hands on a free NLP online training. Take care.